Life is a journey with many twists and turns. And oftentimes when we have goals to live a better life, to build a healthier body, to make more money, to be a better parent, we're moving in the direction of our progress, and sometimes we become stuck. Sometimes we become stuck because something crazy happens in life. There might be a tragedy in the family, a tragedy at work, and it derails everything we've been building. Or other times we just find that we're going along good, and all of a sudden those good habits start to slip back into old patterns, and we get stuck in this rut. What is a rut really? Well, it means when we're trying to spin our wheels in a particular direction, we're just digging ourselves deeper into a hole. We feel stuck, and then we feel frustrated, and then we feel guilty. This is an incredibly common scenario that we've seen with our literally tens of thousands of Fit Father and Fit Mother program members who are on our programs. Because ultimately, when we're trying to live healthier, sometimes we do get stuck. And it's a valuable skill to know how to get yourself unstuck. Not enough people are talking about this. So instead of the regular, do this kind of exercise, eat this kind of food type of videos, I want to shoot this one that goes into the psychology and the actual step-by-step plan that you can use to get yourself out of a rut. Whether it is a health and fitness and weight loss rut, or whether it's a rut in any area of your life and your fitness is actually going good now, this video will help you. We're going to cover some really, really actionable stuff, and I think you're going to find it very valuable. So I want to orient you to this diagram here. The black line here is progress. We want to move in this direction. And this circle here is the rut. It is the thing that has us stuck, and it has momentum to it that's keeping us stuck in one place, and we want to move into this direction. And the first place I want to orient you is to this little red section of this circle that is action. Now, whether your goal right now, I want you to think of what your goal is, whether it's weight loss, whether it's something financially, whether it's progress being a parent or spiritual progress, we're often taking action in the direction of those things. But what happens when we start to slip on those actions? We miss the workout, we start eating an unhealthy meal, or maybe we slip back into an old habit that we didn't like. That action ends up being negative, meaning it's an action that's not in the direction of what we're seeking to go to, or it's inaction. We're not taking the actions that we know we should be. And then that action turns into this next part of the rut circle, which is emotion. When we have an action that's not aligned with where we want to go, it's going in the opposite direction of the progress. Or it's a stagnant action and it's really inaction, we haven't taken action, we feel an emotion. And oftentimes that emotion is frustration or guilt, right? It's like, man, I missed my workout again, I know I should have gotten that in. Or I had a cigarette, I told myself I wasn't going to do that. And that emotion of guilt comes in. And then that gets us into, this breeds a pattern of thinking that from that emotion comes up to this next part of thinking. It typically goes something like this: I'm a failure. I can't believe I did this again. I can never succeed with this. It's almost always an I am, or an I can't, or an I always type of statement. Man, I just can't stick with healthy eating. I guess I'm just the type of person that's addicted to sugar. Or I can't get out of this job. Or I always find that this happens to me. I'm doing good and then I fall off track. This is the kind of thinking that then breeds another negative action. It breeds lack of action, or an action that's actually in direct contrast with the direction we want to go, which then reinforces emotion, which reinforces the thinking, which reinforces the action, and then this rut digs itself deeper and deeper and deeper. We take less action, we feel more guilty and more frustrated, then our thinking gets worse, and then we take less action. This is exactly what happens in any area of our lives. Think about this for yourself, reflect for yourself, and find that this is true. Doesn't matter what domain of life you're going through, whether it's health related or something else, this is the rut cycle. And the good news is when we can identify this pattern that happens for most people unconsciously, we can learn how to break it. And we can learn how to kill this momentum and start to propel it forward into momentum that's in the direction of the progress we want. So the first thing we need to do is start up here with our thinking. Because ultimately our thinking, and particularly these identity level statements, I am blank, I can't blank, this absolute style thinking ultimately creates our action. So once we realize that this is what's happening, our first step is to reconstruct our thinking, to breed good thinking with intention. Now, this comes into kind of understanding a little bit about the mind in general. The mind takes in the impressions of the repeated patterns that we expose it to. It's almost like the mind is like a big slab of rock, right? Like a Grand Canyon, if you will. And as water runs down particular cracks, it digs them deeper. These are our thought patterns that it eventually forms grooves in our mind. And when we have a lot of these kind of I am, I can't negative statements over time, they dig deep crevices. So it takes some work. And what we need to do is to rewrite this narrative. Literally write down, if the person that's going to succeed, what is the thinking that's going to get you there? Maybe it's, I'm the type of person that can climb up from adversity and always get back up. I am someone who knows where I want to go and move in the right direction. I can't always win, but I will continue to push in the right direction. This kind of healthier thinking that kind of changes that story is going to help you feel more empowered to take action. So this is why in a lot of these different circles, they talk about the idea of affirmations, writing down I am statements or statements that's affirming what the identity you want to create. It's powerful. This is how the mind works. When we feed it new stuff, it starts to change shape. So we can use our conscious awareness and attention to retrain those grooves and the patterns of the mind. Because ultimately, if you look at the people who do succeed in any area of life consistently, they have the thinking that enables them to take the action on a consistent basis. So we need to reconstruct the thinking, which comes down to you doing some journaling. What are the I am or the thinking statements that are limiting you right now, and how can we transform them into something healthy? Unless you get a grasp on this, your action will always be driven by unhealthy thinking. You're going to be stuck in the rut. So we got to start to repattern this thinking. That's a daily thing. Then, once we start to repattern the thinking, so every morning you're getting up, you're reaffirming this right kind of thinking, you're observing those negative patterns, you're adding awareness to it, we need to work on your action. So 2 things we need to do here. 1, we need to strengthen willpower. Willpower is one of the greatest capacities that any human has. It's our ability to take our internal will and our desire and to direct it in the direction that we want to go, to the progress we want to go. We can channel this force of willpower in the direction. And it's powerful. So this comes down to also understanding why do we want to direct this willpower here and strengthening that resolve about why health is important, why finances are important, why being a good parent is important. Strengthen that will, direct it with attention. And now we also have to have the environment on board too. What is your current environment that's keeping you stuck in the rut? If you're trying to eat healthier, does your house have chips and ice cream, and are you ordering out or Uber eating bad food all the time? What is the environment that's keeping you stuck? If you are someone who's struggling with your finances, are you surrounded by a lot of people in your environment that are also in that same situation, or are that not making it easy for you to save your money and work on the business, etc., that is going to move you forward? What is your environment? How do we improve that environment and make it easy for you to start to take the action? So for example, if you want to exercise, then you need to remove all the obstacles and create an environment that's going to make it easy. Buy yourself a pair of dumbbells or kettlebells. Find the space in your living room or in your garage where you're going to do your exercise and get a routine. Something like any of our proven programs where we tell you exactly what to do. It creates an environment for success and will help you channel your willpower. Absolutely essential. This is how we start to take control of action, through willpower and environment control. And then guess what? When we've cleaned up our thinking, and this is not an overnight thing, but it starts to move in the right direction, and then we get a reinforcement of positive action, then we get a positive emotion. An emotion, what I mean positive, I mean it's empowering. It reinforces this loop. And then, as this continues to go, this action turns from this way down to here. So we have emotion that propels thinking into action in the direction of forward progress. That is how we take control of this loop. Easier said than done, right? I know there's a lot of little micro steps in here, and this is why I wanted to bring this video up specifically, because we are a channel that talks a lot about health, fitness, and wellness. And if your health and fitness plan does not address this stuff, it's garbage. It's not going to work for you long term, because it's not just about the exercise or the food, it's about the psychology. It's about guiding our behaviors, and this is something we're so passionate about. We build this stuff into all of our Fit Father and Fit Mother programs. And guess what? Even with this training, some of our members do occasionally fall off track. And that's why we shoot videos like these, to add more awareness to the situation and give you the opportunity to reflect. Because ultimately, your reflection and your identification of your patterns is what's going to empower you to move forward. You can. This is what's happening inside of a rut. You can break it. Let's work on your thinking. Let's improve your environment. Let's channel your will, and let's get those positive emotions to reinforce this entire thing. So your action items from this video are as follows. Write down for 5 minutes. Set a 5-minute timer on your phone, somewhere on your web browser, and write down for 5 minutes the disempowering, limiting beliefs that you know you tell yourself often. And you catch yourself and journal those without even just let them spill out. And then take those and see how can we turn those into empowering beliefs. Write those down and recite those every single day. Start to brainwash yourself in the direction of positive thinking. And then when it comes to action, whatever your goal is, whether it's health related, whether it's money related, whether it's parenting related, find those 1 to 2 key actions that you know you need to take and create an environment that's going to help you do that. If it's healthy eating, buy all the healthy foods ahead of time, make sure the junk food's not in the house, do some meal prep, make sure you have healthy food in the house for the week. If it's exercise and you want to implement exercise, get your exercise routine. Take one of our videos here from YouTube, join our Fit Father or Fit Mother programs, get something that's written so you don't have to do any guesswork. And then when you do these things, take a moment every single day to really feel the emotion, the positive emotion that you're moving in the right direction. This is going to get you out of that rut. And a rut is just like a little eddy. It's a little whirlpool in the water of your life. And once that whirlpool starts to lose momentum, it can dissipate into the stillness of your being. And then you can continue to move forward and be successful in the direction. You don't have to be victim to this momentum. Hope you found this helpful, my friend. Do this reflection. It truly can transform your life. And it's okay if you're in a rut. All of us hit ruts eventually. But the key is, do we have the power and the knowledge to get out? I think you do now, so do this reflection, and I hope you found this valuable. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. It helps spread this type of message all across the internet, which helps other people like you, humans with real struggles, get this information. It means a ton to us, and I know it's going to mean a ton to someone else, so hit that like button, help this video spread. And if you like stuff like this, if you want to live healthier, if you want to master your psychology, if you want to get and stay healthy for both yourself and your family, our Fit Mother and Fit Father Project YouTube channels are the perfect place for you. So hit that subscribe button. You'll get access to 500 plus of our videos. We're uploading every single week. We'd love to have you and our family here on YouTube. And then drop us a comment below. I dare you, do these reflection exercises and be vulnerable enough to share some of these things or some insights that you gain from this video. That is taking action in a positive direction, which is going to reinforce your emotion and your thinking. So do that today. Thank you for being my friend. Again, my name is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi from the Fit Father Project, Fit Mother Project. I'll see you around our channel, and I'll talk to you very soon.
FitFatherProject.com